Hi guys, it's Raven Scry. Today's a follow-up from my last reading in regards to a world event related to the Middle East. Now I asked you guys whether you wanted them kept quite short or whether you wanted longer ones or in between. Most of you said more detail, a bit longer. So I'm going to sort of find a middle ground as I do more of these types of videos. But today I'm going to check back into that reading and continue on, get a bit more information, expand it out a little bit, and share anything else that Spirit has to share about this situation. So if you don't already know where we are up to this point, I'll pop the previous video in the description below so you can just have a listen. But generally, we were in a subway. It was in connection to people, civilians, bombs, explosions, and agreements between Biden and another party. There was a few more details, but I'm just going to connect into there. Now, as I connect, I'm hearing reference to location being Turkey, and I'm being shown now writings on buildings, like this kind of writing that is another language that I don't understand, but it feels very much like sort of a mosque or some sort of a religious place. I'm being shown this during the daytime. Now, I'm feeling like Spirit's wanting to show me situations, like in the last prediction they're talking about a particular situation in the subway. Now I feel like there's an interconnectedness into this story and the way it's playing out. So it's almost like it's not a once-off. There's more of a spread to this story, and Spirit may be blending some of it together. So just to keep that in mind and don't get too pinpointed on all the exact details, leave it open because more information can be received. So they take me to a scene of significance here, and it's like they're showing me a woman and then it's flickering to a child. Now, it's interesting the way that Spirit works with me like this. It's like I'm becoming them, but then I'm also viewing them externally. And it really depends on what I'm reading as to how they work. But it's like I was becoming the woman and then the child. It's like, and the experience from that, then I'm feeling it's like I'm looking around and there's chaos everywhere. And I don't know which way to go. It's like if I look that way, it's like danger. If I look the other way, there's just danger all around. And I also feel like there's a stillness and something is quite quiet within this feeling of some kind of disaster, something big that's happened. And I also feel like there's a strong presence of Spirit here that is somewhat supporting and intercepting what's taken place here. Spirit's very close. And I ask what's important or significant about this event, and Spirit's saying two nations and referring to gold. Now I ask, well, what's the reference of gold about? And they're saying finance related between two governments or two nations. Now they're referencing Nelson Mandela. Now I ask Spirit, are you showing him as some sort of a reference, as a symbol of a situation? And they say yes. And I ask, well, what needs to be seen between these two nations, this situation? And I sense this contracted energy, like there's this withholding. It's very stubborn. And one party is holding tightly to ideals, like this headlock energy and refusal to come to an agreement, this vast separation. And I ask, well, how will this affect the rest of the world? And I'm hearing foundational and affecting chains and production chains diminishing returns. And I ask, well, help me to understand diminishing returns. And I hear over, finish, gone. It's over. Withholding and refusal to make an agreement. And I ask, well, what are the on-flow effects of this inability to make this agreement cause? And I'm hearing suffering and explosions. And again, I'm taken to this image of a child not knowing which way to go, right in amongst the chaos. And so I ask, well, is this connected in some way to war? And I hear yes. Now, I'm hearing military with guns, and also seeing reference to buying guns. Now, in particular, this reference is Biden purchasing these weapons, and it feels quite connected into some sort of financial purchase or deal. It has this sense to it. Now I'm hearing from Spirit, like the Great Wall, a great divide, a great separation. And I ask, well, the Great Wall, is this, what comes to mind is the Berlin Wall. Is this some sort of connection here? And I'm hearing yes, divided. And I ask, well, what more can be understood about this? And I'm hearing tyranny against evil, capitulation event, down suddenly. And I ask, well, do you mean down in crypto? I didn't feel like this was connected. And I'm hearing yes, and there is a time period for this. And I'm getting 2 coming in. It's not specific as to what, but just a strong 2. And I ask, well, what else can be offered here about this? And I'm hearing freedom for the people fail. And I'm shown a divide here again, and somebody tied up in handcuffs. It feels almost like a hostage kind of sense with this. And I ask, well, how will this situation affect the global breakdown? And I'm hearing withholding a substance, not sharing, no agreements. And I ask, well, what's being withheld? And I'm getting a sense of black. It feels connected to oil, but I also feel connection here into the dirt in reference, which feels also connected into the land and the land boundaries. And Spirit speaks about this being inevitable chaos. And I ask, is there anything that we can do or that can be done here? And they say prayer. And I ask, well, how will prayer help? And I hear to support this cycle of energy to move through with more ease and with more grace. And I ask Spirit, is there any last words here before we finish the reading? And I hear the wall will be broken down again, but not for years to come. Say your prayers. Okay, well, I want to thank Spirit for sharing this today, and I want to offer it to you. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts or anything that's come to mind during the reading, please pop it in the comments below. Now, I also realize readings of this nature can really, they vibrate at a place that can really perpetuate fear for people. Now, this is certainly not my intention. I'm sharing directly from Spirit, from what they're wanting to bring through. So please take this, or take what you will, with ease and with grace, and don't worry. Don't take it into a place of fear and worry, and just realize that you're receiving something that's being given from Spirit for your awareness, but not to instill any worry. I just felt like I need to speak to that, because we hook into different energies so easily, but I'm not going to not give what Spirit is wanting me to share just because of the nature of energy. Certain things need to be heard And particularly if your ears are hearing them, they're for you. Okay, guys, sending you all love and blessings, and I'll see you next week. Raven Scry signing off.